Hello, and welcome back to another NASCAR video. And it's been a while since I've done one, but this is a topic I just have to talk about, so this won't take very long. But it's concerning the Gen 7 car and the racing product. So basically, I've been seeing lately that a lot of people have been dissatisfied with the product at road courses following Indy at the Glen. Lots of people have been criticizing the next gen now, stating that changes need to be made. And this is something that's been happening since last year, and justifiably so. I wholeheartedly agree with all of these statements. We should always be striving to improve the car and the product because I think NASCAR has the greatest racing product in the world right now, or at least has the potential to have that, save for about Pro 4 truck racing. So I hear the sentiment, and short track racing has been less than since the end of the Gen 6 era. People, for some reason, have forgotten that the Gen 7 has had good short track races, and the Gen 7 has had good road course racing. Just like they've had mid-intermediate snooze fests, despite the car's strengths being on 1.5 to 2 mile tracks. Did we just forget COTA last year? Or this year for that matter? Or Road America last year? Or Chicago this year? Sure, Chicago was made more interesting because of the rain, but it was still awesome. I'm infinitely soured by Bristol and Martinsville last year, and sort of Wilkesboro this year. But think about the Richmond strategy race last year, and over this year. There's always been some interesting storylines that happen anyways. Sometimes the actual racing is just boring. Sometimes nothing really happens. And honestly, we're spoiled here in the US with good racing. We have IndyCar, Nitro Rallycross, Stadium Super Trucks, Monster Jam, the freaking Reno Air Races, and we can watch all of motorsports all over the world now. And of course, all three main NASCAR series being highly competitive. We have all of this stuff, and we forget what motorsports looks like in all the rest of the world. And it looks like this, and this, and this, and this. Nose to tail all day. Huge gaps between cars and absolutely nothing happening. Sometimes that's just how racing is. Did everyone just forget the argument against the playoffs with how no races are special if every race is special, with all that manufactured drama? Sometimes, like I said, there's just nothing happening, yet the spirit of competition still remains, and you can still root for your driver and your team, and keep up with the strategy. That's more about what NASCAR is than anything else. The great racing product is just something that happened to come with this car, and really hasn't always been there. It was great in the 90s, it was great for a lot of the Gen 4, and sometimes it was great for the COT. And every so often you have great races sprinkled throughout the rest of NASCAR history. But sometimes it's just not there. That's just how racing is, and for the most part, always has been. NASCAR is doing things to improve the car. Take short track tire tests, the aero tests, the safety improvements. We raced on freaking North Wilkesboro this year. They added horsepower and may add the Indy Oval back to the schedule. All of this is because NASCAR is finally listening to fans, teams, and drivers. Now, this isn't going to shill all for NASCAR, though. I do believe we should continue to add horsepower at all types of tracks. We should continue to criticize and strive for improvement. But what I'm seeing is a huge overreaction and people freaking out over what they saw at Watkins Glen. Yeah, the driver that has won the most races has won again, boo-hoo. A race is boring, boo-hoo. It happens. And I see people saying we should put stage cautions back in. No, like what are you thinking? This is real motorsport, and NASCAR fans seem to have long forgotten that. The Gen 7 is the greatest car in NASCAR history so far, and people only complain. Road courses and short tracks have been the lowest watched races since the late 2010s, and people wonder why NASCAR didn't cater to them. So anyways, that's all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed my ear-splitting opinion. I feel like I'm the only one on this side of the argument, but let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.